Hey everyone, it is me, Fashion Coder, and I am going to be talking about what I'm going to be doing as my pre-bridge strategy. Now, it has changed a little bit because of not having a launch in May, and that's okay. So it wasn't released back in May, which was like the target date, and we are now moving forward in what's going to happen now. So my previous pre-bridge strategies were honestly kind of based on that date and happening so quickly. And so now I'm moving forward kind of in a different direction, but I'll address what I was going to do and now what I'm going to do. So what I was going to do, so I actually bought Hex and I was holding it to be in the airdrop. Well, I was hoping it was going to be in the airdrop of when PulseChain was going to be launched, and then that would be copied over onto PulseChain. And then I was going to use that and do ratio trading. Now, I didn't get into the Pulse Sacrifice. I know a lot of people didn't as well, but I did get into Pulse X. And the unfortunate thing is I actually did know about the Pulse Sacrifice, but it's okay. We are moving forward from that. And so, like I said, moving forward, I am not really going to use that same strategy. I have decided that I do want to keep my p-hex that's going to be on PulseChain. So what that means is what I'm going to do moving forward is I am going to wait for that airdrop. There is going to be the ratio trading. I'm not sure if I'm going to participate in that, but I'll go a little bit more into that in a second. And then from there, the bridge will happen and then everything will be live on mainnet, which is super exciting. But what my goals have been and what my plan is now is the first thing is I actually wrote down specific goals of how much I wanted in each coin. And so I wrote them down for PulseX, for Pulse, and then also for p-hex. And there's also all of these other coins that are a part of different projects that are in PulseChain, and those are different ones that I want to acquire too. Like there's some sacrifices that I didn't get into, but I think that their projects are going to be worthwhile, and so I do want to have funds to get into those. So for the pre-bridge, what's going to happen is there is going to be ratio trading. Now you have to look at the math of what these specific ratios are actually meaning, okay? So if you got into the Pulse Sacrifice, for every one PulseChain you bought, it was 0.0001 cents, all right? Now, if you're not getting a ratio that's around that, it's not a good buy, okay? You want to be very specific in what you are doing ratio trade-wise. Now, going back, why I even wanted to hold Hex to trade it. What my view is that a lot of people got into PulseX and not all those people got into Pulse, into the sacrifices. And so when they get airdropped those tokens, the thing that I thought was going to happen is people are going to take their PulseX and trade it for Pulse. Well, I think it's pretty well known now, since it's been months since it was supposed to release, that a lot of people know that. And that doing those specific ratio trades might not actually be advantageous. And so my goal was to go the opposite way, was to actually buy into PulseX instead of trading out of it. Like I said, I'm not touching my PulseX. I might end up getting more because I do have specific goals. I want to be higher than where I'm at. I am happy where I'm at now, but I do want to be higher number of coins wise. And so as I'm moving forward into my strategy now is I probably won't end up ratio trading. I'll definitely look at the ratios and see if it is an advantageous trade, but I think it's going to be nuts. And I think there's a lot of potential that we can all be wrecked by doing it. And so you have to be smart and you have to be very diligent in doing the math on those ratio trades to actually see if you're getting a good deal. And with that being said, honestly, I'll probably do one little ratio trade just to be like, yeah, I got in pre-bridge, into Pulse or whatever, but nothing crazy. It's not like I'm going to be trying to get all the coins that are in my goal on that day. And so as I do that, I'm going to, look at those ratios, and who knows, maybe the ratios will will change within those couple of days. So then I will go in and do a trade. But I think it's going to be crazy and there will be changing so much, so it'll be really hard to solidify what like I want and what I'm willing to pay. So making that plan, making those goals, and making a plan are really what's going to help, and writing it down. So once it all happens, you actually can go back and look at your plan and say, does this fit into my plan? And it's okay to always, pivot, but I think it's really important to have that down, knowing what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. So that is my plan as of right now. And then after that, like I said, I have a goal of what I want for each of the coins. And so I'll be DCAing into that from there. So even though, it hasn't released now, it gives me time to continue saving money for it, as well as, getting in at low prices within this bear market. I would love to know what your pre-bridge strategy is. Feel free to put it in the comments below, and I'll see you all later. Bye.